At Kelley Blue Book, we drive all the cars. Flashy, practical, rugged, racy. If it's got wheels, we'll review it. This is Kelley Blue Book Drives. Today on Kelley Blue Book Drives, we're venturing into the future. We're going to explore a range of new 2020 model year vehicles. There's the 3-row Hyundai Palisade SUV, Toyota's feisty Corolla sedan, and the third-generation Kia Soul. But before all that, we need to explore an all-new mid-size pickup truck called the Jeep Gladiator.
We've been granted early access to the 2020 Jeep Gladiator pickup truck, but we only have like 20 minutes to shoot it. Better get moving.
Like the return of Szechuan dipping sauce, Jeep Gladiator is an impossible dream come to life. Based on the latest Jeep Wrangler platform, the mid-size Gladiator pickup rides on an extended 137-inch wheelbase with a single body style, 4 doors, 5 seats, and a 5-foot steel bed that can accommodate a 1,600-pound payload.
Let's talk about the cargo box. One, it's low, so you can easily reach over and grab stuff. Is it easy to get into? Let's find out. It's more awkward if you're wearing a suit, but you can sort of leap inside. While we're in here, there's a ton of tie-down spots right here, the optional tracks here. Look, you've got a 3-prong power outlet, which is great for, I don't know, margarita machine probably. And I really like this. Check it out. There's a tire tread pattern right here to let you know that this is exactly where your motorcycle should go. Let's talk about the tailgate though. It's damped. Boy, is it damped. But this is a neat trick. Check it out. It's got these little tabs right here where you can put the cables and leave the tailgate in a mid position for hauling long items. Who wants plywood?
Underneath the bed hides a full-size spare with enough room for a 35-inch tire. You'll also find a Gladiator-specific 5-link solid axle suspension.
The pickup truck bed is an obvious differentiator, but there's actually a ton of commonality between the Gladiator and the Wrangler. You can flip the windshield down, you can take the roof off, and the doors come off for a true open-air experience. It really is like a Wrangler that is also a pickup truck.
Where roof options are concerned, there's an easy folding Sunrider soft top and a black or body style 3-piece hardtop with a manual sliding rear window and removable roof panels. Inside, if you've seen the Wrangler, the Gladiator will be familiar. The dashboard and center stack are identical. A 5-inch touchscreen comes standard, but 7 and 8.4-inch units are optional.
It's in the second row where the Gladiator really changes things up. There are 60/40 split fold seats with cargo space behind here, and these seats lock in place so that stuff's safe when you're out on the trail but outside of your Jeep. If you flip the seats up, there's more cargo space under here with little dividers. Same thing on this side. Flip, cargo. You can take these dividers out and put something long under here. And again, these have locks, which are optional. That'll keep all your stuff safe if you're not near your vehicle. And then one last thing that I think is super cool, a bolt bin. Check this out. For all the bolts that go into when you take off your doors, they all go into these specific slots, and it tells you exactly which bolts need to go where and for where they're from. That's for the windshield. That one's for the windows. Neat. I'm sweating after all that climbing around the Gladiator, but there's one more challenge. Let's see how I, the quintessential average American male, fit in the back seats. Ow, okay. The front seat is set for my normal driving position, and I'm told this is best-in-class rear seat legroom. Yeah, story checks out. A ton of space under the front seat. My knees are nowhere near the seat back. This is very comfortable. Rear seat back angle, perfectly manageable. Sit in the middle seat, a little bit more upright, but yeah, I could do this. And look, cup holders. I am an American after all.
At launch, the Gladiator's lone engine will be a 3.6-liter V6 featuring engine start-stop technology, and it'll come teamed with either a 6-speed manual transmission or an 8-speed automatic. Wait until 2020 and you can choose a 3-liter diesel engine paired exclusively with an 8-speed automatic. Being a Jeep, 4-wheel drive with a 2-speed transfer case naturally comes standard. And if you plan to tow, just be sure to keep your load under the Gladiator's claimed best-in-class 7,650-pound max. Filling out the Gladiator lineup are 4 trims, starting with the base Sport, moving up to the Sport S and Overland trims, and peaking with the off-road-oriented Rubicon trim, which offers 11 inches of ground clearance, locking front and rear differentials, a 4-to-1 transfer case, gnarly tires, electronic front sway bar disconnect, and a front camera for extra visibility when rock crawling. Among the Gladiator's more compelling optional features are adaptive cruise control, blind spot warning, a spray-in bed liner, a roll-up tonneau cover, a track-lock limited slip differential for the Sport and Overland trims, and removable wireless speakers that dock behind the rear seats, making it easy to fill your campsite with music, or the moral ambiguity of acclaimed podcast Serial. Your choice.
In modern Jeep fashion, I'm told there are numerous Easter eggs hidden around the Gladiator. I haven't had time to find them all, but I do know, if you look right here, that's 4019. That's the area code for Toledo, where it's built. And there's a heart.
When Jeep starts cranking these things out, they'll be built at the same Toledo, Ohio factory where they build the Wrangler.
In total, the 2020 Jeep Gladiator takes everything you love about the Wrangler and adds pickup truck utility. It's pretty cool. I'm guessing when it goes on sale in the second quarter of 2019, it is going to move quite briskly. So if you'd like a Jeep badged pickup truck, get your order in early. This one's mine.
SUVs are outrageously popular at the moment, and Hyundai wants in on the action. Their answer for the 3-row midsize category is the 2020 Hyundai Palisade.
The Hyundai Palisade is an all-new midsize 3-row SUV built to compete with cars like the Honda Pilot and the Ford Explorer, and it's slowly rotating this way. Let's take a moment to drink in that sweet Palisade style. Ooh, a cascading grill. Hyundai is particularly proud of their use of flush surfaces like in this region right here, where things kind of butt up against each other in a very smooth fashion. They mentioned Cadillac as being not their North Star, but they pointed out Cadillac did a really nice job. It's a great looking SUV. Although what's this, I don't know. It feels weird that this just doesn't connect, you know? It's just kind of here and then it's there. I'm not a car designer. You figure it out. Dimensionally, the Palisade is 3 inches longer and 3.6 inches wider than the Santa Fe XL it replaces. That means more space inside for up to 8 passengers. But I'll be the judge of whether or not there was more space for 8 passengers. Let's hop in the second row. Okay. Oh, we got slide. Okay, we'll get into a neutral position here. Seat back angled. This is nice. A lot of space. Ooh, soft headliner. That's kind of fancy pants. Armrest. Some soft stuff happening here, and this texture's really nice. All right, I'm kind of being pulled in by the fanciness of the Palisade. Now let's use the one-touch sliding seats to pop into the back seat. Button pressed. Okay. Now, this is a little bit vertical. Power back. There we go, got some angle. Great headroom. Huh. Here, let's flip this seat back into a normal position and see how the legroom is. Well, yeah. What I will say is that, as in the case with a lot of third rows, the floor is a little bit high, so my knees are up a bit. But otherwise, dimensionally, I fit really well here. Cool. And again, more headliner. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Although this has probably been touched by a lot of auto journal hands. So, Mike, can you go grab some Purell, please? Thank you. I'm also told that the interior has 16 cup holders, so get 16 beverages before you climb aboard. In terms of power, it comes from a 3.8 liter V6 making 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. If you want, you can use that to tow up to 5,000 pounds worth of trailer. Or hey, how about jet skis? Jet skis are fun. Front-wheel drive comes standard, as do helpful safety features like blind spot warning, rear cross-traffic alert with automatic braking, and forward collision warning with pedestrian detection. Highlights from the option sheet include multi-mode all-wheel drive, Napa leather, second-row ventilated seats, and up to 7 USB ports across all 3 rows. And there's also an in-car intercom for verbally disciplining rear seat passengers, and a feature that shows your blind spot inside the gauge cluster when you're changing lanes. Pricing hasn't been announced yet, but a roughly $33,000 starting price is a pretty good guess when the 2020 Palisade goes on sale in the summer of 2019. And now look, the tail is rotating away gently from us. Bye, Palisade.
Among compact cars, the Toyota Corolla has long stood as a safe, but let's say boring choice. No longer. The all-new 2020 Corolla and Corolla Hybrid have a sassy new disposition. Check them out.
The world is crazy, man. Left is right, up is down. Corollas are cool. It's true, capitalizing on momentum started by the 2019 Toyota Corolla hatchback, the 2020 Corolla sedan has morphed into something awesome. Built on the same TNGA platform as the Corolla hatchback, the new Corolla sedan should be a much more refined driving car, dare I say, fun? Amplifying that fun are much cooler looks. It's sleek and modern without looking overstyled. God, I like this Corolla. You're capturing the very first moment I've ever sat inside of this new 2020 Corolla. Let's see what I think. Well, the power's not on, so I can't move it forward, but legroom seems great from this perspective. Yeah, it's got a lot of what makes the Corolla hatchback so darn appealing. This cool stitching, a lot of soft materials. It seems modern, not at all lame and desperate like previous Corollas. Very cool. And now let's sit behind that seat that's so far back that there's no way legroom is going to be good here, and it's not. Although, actually, even with the seat way far back where I can't even touch the pedals, my knees do actually clear. And my hair is in its poofiest state, so it's just barely touching the headliner, but I could fit back here just fine. Look, soft armrest here, cup holders, naturally. Let's move to the middle spot. Okay. If I ease into it, I can sit here without messing up my auto show hair. There are more spacious, compact cars, but at least it looks cool in here. And I do fit. I can fit without complaint. Or at least I could if I wasn't a baby about everything. Under hood, there are 2 engine choices, a base 1.8 liter making 139 horsepower, and an optional 2 liter turning out a zesty 169 horsepower. There are people inside the car, so I can't grab the shifter to demonstrate the fact that I'm talking about transmissions, but I'll point out that you have 2 transmissions to choose from. The dynamic shift CVT that I very much liked in the Corolla hatchback, and also a 6-speed manual transmission with active rev matching for the downshifts, like you'd find in a sports car. Damn, Corolla, you got sassy. The 2020 model also makes history as the first Corolla to be offered as a hybrid, using a gasoline engine, a nickel metal hydride battery squeezed beneath the rear seats, and 2 motors/generators. The hybrid produces a total output of 121 horsepower. Prepare to be underwhelmed. If you are appropriately disappointed in that horsepower number, just focus on Toyota's predicted 50 mpg efficiency. Although 121 horsepower is pretty weak. I can't wait to drive that thing and make kind of annoyed journalist faces at it. It's no Porsche 911. The hybrid will also offer an EV mode for brief all-electric stints at slow speeds, aka stalker mode. I'm coming for you, Vanessa. Oh wait, I actually know Vanessa. I can't use that name as my fake stalker person. That's really weird. I was like, Jeanette? I'm going to names of people I know. That's terrible. Okay. I'm coming for you, Mike. Inside, an 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay comes standard on all but the lowest L trim, which makes do with a 7-inch screen. And no, the Corolla will not offer Android Auto. Don't kill the messenger. Also standard across the Corolla range are 8 airbags and Safety Sense 2.0, which includes lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, and automatic emergency braking, meaning it'll take extra effort to crash your super cool Corolla. One of my biggest complaints about the current generation Corolla was an excess of interior noise. To address that issue, Toyota has made noise a prime focus of its powertrain tuning efforts, plus they filled the Corolla with a liberal blast of sound insulation. Prices for the all-new Corolla should start in the low 20,000s. Meanwhile, the hybrid will command a small premium. Look for the new 2020 Toyota Corolla with all of its coolness to arrive in dealerships in the spring of 2019.
Reworking distinctly styled cars like the Kia Soul can be tricky business. Has Kia succeeded with the funky, fresh, third-generation Soul? Here's our first impression.
The 2020 model year brings with it an all-new Kia Soul, and I, for one, am excited by its arrival. Soul's success number one is the styling. Updating singular designs can be treacherous, but Kia threaded the needle. The third generation has the undeniable essence of a Soul, but with more serious, dare I say, sophisticated modernism. I mean, look at that face. The Soul doesn't have time for your BS. It does, however, have time for a wardrobe change. Beyond the standard Soul, there's now a sporty GT line with 18-inch wheels, red accents, and a bucket of aggression. Or you can choose the X line, featuring rugged body cladding, which offers a veneer of outdoorsy capability, minus any actual capability. On that note, all Kia Souls are front-wheel drive. I bet the guy that tows this bad boy out of a ditch is going to think this body cladding looks awfully cool. Powertrain options include a base 147 horsepower 2-liter engine matched to a 6-speed manual or a continuously variable transmission. Or there's a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder whose 201 horsepower output is dispersed via a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. The 2020 Kia Soul will also be offered as an EV. Electric range hasn't been announced yet, but a similar system in the Hyundai Kona covers 250 miles, so 220-mile range for this bad boy seems about right. Where passenger space is concerned, the third-generation Kia Soul is not a radical departure from the second generation. However, I will note a somewhat more mature aesthetic inside, though this is kind of a sassy little bit right here. That's my word of the auto show, sassy. Hard plastic, soft. The soft bits are in the critical touch zones, which is nice. Right here, and then right over here on the armrest. Where the Soul has gained some dimension, though, is in the cargo area. Let's pop this up. I think it's like, well, this would have been a really good demonstration had this popped up, but instead, hold that thought. The red one's open. There's about 5 more cubic feet of cargo space here. And there's a multi-tier cover thing that I think they're in the middle of filming, so I don't really want to bother them, but I'm going to do it anyway. But you can pop right up here. That's handy. Nice. For hyping up the cabin, buyers can add a 10.25-inch touchscreen, a head-up display, and a 640-watt Harman Kardon audio system with pulsating speaker lights. Available safety tech includes dynamic cruise control, lane keeping assist, and forward collision warning with pedestrian detection. Prices haven't been announced, but the 2020 Kia Soul arrives in dealers in the first half of 2019.
Whatever your taste, there's some sweet sheet metal headed your way soon. But before you head to the dealership, it pays to do your research. Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com is here to help you buy, sell, or research your next vehicle. Remember, these days it is hard to buy a bad car, but it's easy to buy the wrong car.